Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming back, and I'm going to show you today the future roadmap coming up. I'm pretty excited about this, so let's go over today's agenda. So first, we're going to talk about what we have learned from our customers. And from that topic, we have decided to get the for automation introduced, and then also data automation introduced to you guys. And then also it comes with the QTL automatic computation for the duration. Also, we have people reflected on schedule update problems and also model update problems. And then we're going to show what we do the best, the construction animation improvements. And then we do a little more on the video deliverables. And furthermore, today we're also going to show a beta of Excavation, because I saw some of you guys already do Excavation, so now you can do it in Fuzor. However, it's not going to be final until, I would say, probably later this year, but at least give you a preview of that. And then we're going to talk more about the VDC improvement overall, and then we're going to go to what is next. So let's talk about what we have learned from our customer. Like Simon said earlier presentation, he mentioned that what about some innovation from AI? So this one here, we applied to this because many people complained to me they took hours, not days, to assign those objects to the 4D schedule. That is very time consuming. So the next topic we're going to talk about is also lack of method to do the 4D sequence using some of the model does not contain those bidding information. And then other people complain about we have no way to validate the construction duration because some other competitor already have using the QTO data to do so. Of course, we're going to talk about the 4D animation got lost after you update your schedule. And then also model update will cause you to lose your animation, that we're going to address that as well. We also have people complaining that they want a complete switch to use Fuzor to do scheduling, and they want to have a better UI, UX experience. So we're going to talk about that. And then there's more people complaining about how come Fuzor's Gantt chart does not look standard compared to other schedule software. So we will address that as well. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is, can 4D construction sequence be automated? Now, this is a little different than what earlier speaker from Latin Asia talked about. Usually, our customer, they use a activity code and build codes that pre-assign to 3D models. Well, it does take time to do that. You have to know Dynamo. So what if I tell you Fuzor can do that without actually require the activity code or build codes, that you can actually do that automatically? Okay, so let's see how this can be achieved with our new 4D automation app, okay? And the key word here is that we are using a single database file to apply this to all three radically different projects. So here's the video. So as you can see, this first project that is using the new technology, so is this one. So you can see there's no 4D is being assigned. Okay, so we apply the single mapping, which is I call the AI mapping. And once it's been applied, it will automatically, once you load it in, it will apply to the object. Now it starts playing. Boom, it's done. Project number 2, we're going to do exactly the same thing. Using the same knowledge database to apply to that. Just a couple clicks. The second model now has everything assigned, and now you can play that. Okay, this one is actually a SketchUp model that is using exactly the same mapping. It can do the trick. There's no more using filters or manual assigned. This was all done by this expert AI system. Okay, so let's take a look at what that is. So the concept is you need to train Fuzor with your knowledge of the schedule and the model. Okay, you do it once and you accumulate that. You don't need to repeat it, because after that is done, it will store in your database. So unlike the deep learning AI, we do not collect your data. We actually let you keep your data safely in your own server or your machine. Okay? So with this idea is basically to assign your 3D object quickly and automatically. Okay? The goal is to make a very simple 4D animation sequence fast with a simple growth simulation. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. It's a very simple one. Doesn't care about the side logistic, anything like that, or a vehicle. It just simulates the growth of it, right? So that should be done very quickly. So also, I know most companies, they have those scheduled keywords and 3D model. They have standards. They share standards. They must, because otherwise, it's kind of hard to deal with all of this. So all this knowledge will be accumulated to the database, and the cool thing is that once you accumulate this database, the idea is to apply the database to the future projects, not just the current ones. So that means now you have a lot more time to do detailed construction animations, site logistics, and all this operation that all the speaker has shown you. So the concept, basically, I already said it, is a pretty unique system that we developed using AI. And it can be easily done with the B model that actually has those category parameters, all that stuff. And after that, you just map that into the schedule tasks. Only once, because we have concept of repeatable levels, zones, anything that you can repeat yourself. You don't have to say, for example, if you have done floor 1, you don't have to do floor 2, 3, or, and so on and so forth. It's already automatically compute that for you. And then we have a very interesting and or combination box to give you this sort of like a logical selection. Then you can actually just learn it. We have to train you so that you can train the computer, train Fuzor to do your things. And then basically after that, you just hit the new mapping so that it will activate that. You can actually see right away. Okay, so all this mapping can be edited and reapplied if you need it. So here's the interface of the 4D automation. So this will show you how to create a new one. So you just click one of those, and basically you highlight the keywords you want it to learn, and basically train yourself to understand what is the floor, what is a level, what is a zone. So once you do that, it will appear to be a mapping. And all you have to do, just click on that little gray button, and then it will be activated. Okay? So now you say, now you have the old database, you want to expand that to a different project. Can you do that? Yes, we can. So if the previous mapping does not apply to the new project, you simply add new mapping to it. It will expand your database. So very convenient, and same mapping, same thing. You just do the same thing and then teach it what keywords and what keywords to map to the model properties. Okay. After that, it will work for that. So currently we have tried about 30 client real project. It works very well, even across different companies. So a breakthrough, I think. So the next one I'm going to talk about is model data automation, right? So as you can see, not every model has bin data. That is not very convenient, especially if people choose to use the SketchUp for doing 4D. So 4D automation or animation required model data, as we all know. So what we have done here is that we have a new method. You can select objects, and then now you can assign parameters, some numbers or whatever to that, so that it be massively to assign to the selected object. So let's have a look at this. So this one is, you can see, there's no 4D. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this to 4D. So first we have split the geometry, use Fuzor split geometry, and then we use the section cut to slide up and down to select the different level, and then we assign. We will use the automation tools to assign the data to it, which is a level. Now, after this being assigned, you can use the 4D automation tools, and you create a new mapping based on the level you assigned. Now, this SketchUp model can be automated. Pretty simple, and this just repeated the process going through that, and then active the mapping. Same exact process. Usually, it takes about a couple rules or 3 different, not rules, but mappings. It will actually work. So in this case, we're going to fast forward here, and you can see it create about 4 mappings. Now it just animates it all by itself. Okay. So another problem people complain is that, well, Henry, why you cannot compute those construction duration? Use the already being presented to you with the volume, area or length data, which we call QTO, because a lot of people, the estimator and people, they need to validate their work, their estimation. Okay, so now we can do that. So the first requirement is that all the objects must be assigned to scheduled tasks before the calculation. So use 4D automation, give you that requirement right away. Okay, and then you just input per each work rate. Like for example, how many cubic feet or cubic square that you can fill per hour. Just go ahead and input that. It will go through everything and give you a calculated durations. So let's have a look at this. So basically, first thing first, you actually need to do the 4D automation first. So make sure that it works with every object assigned, because we use those objects to go through every data in there to accumulate their time of work. Okay, so as you can see, it just firstly do the mapping. So applied it, you can see right there, and now is already do that. Now the next step is to actually compute the rate of work. So the new app, you just simply select the classification or category from it's already in your BIM data, and then this is basically what is the measurement? Is it area or is it volume and whatnot? And now the final step is to enter the numeric value for each one of those. After that, you just go ahead, apply that, and boom, right there, very fast. So we have a column now made it just to show you exactly how the data come up to that. So if you kind of worry about why is that come up with like 10 days or not 9 days, you can actually hit the breakdown. It will actually show you the breakdown. Okay, so the next topic I'm going to talk about is a lot of people complain 4D animation got lost after the schedule update. It's a big problem. We've been working on this problem for a long time, and finally we fixed it. And this required a bit of a so-called architecture change. Okay, the root cause is because we invent something called micro schedule. And what the import schedule is, we call macro schedule. So I'm going to just tell you today, to solve this, we need to understand those concepts. And we have invented something new. It's called new auto-linking microsystem, so that it will merge properly. Okay, so first we're going to explain what is macro task versus micro task. task from imported schedule we define as macro. So P6 Microsoft project or ASTA, we consider that to be macro. Okay, mostly just from that, right? It's created by the scheduler or estimator. So these are the high level schedule tasks, is to tell you what and when the task will occur during the construction. So most people use that for resource assignment, all that stuff, to make sure they study CPM and make sure the schedule is almost just right? So the requirement of the macro task is that it follows strictly to the schedule logic. Okay, so critical path, how it works, the floats, the predecessor has to fulfill exactly the standard as been set in the industry. So we use this as a simple 4D sequence to validate schedule. Okay. So on the other hand, Fuzor create tasks. Very nice detail animation. We call it micro tasks. Okay, it is low-level tasks that created by Fuzor that describe how and where the task during the time. Like you guys are probably familiar with the equipment, vehicle task, or staging, all that. All that Fuzor specializes that. So we call it very low level because the scheduler does not care about that kind of detail. It's too much detail for that. So what's cool about this is it is because it provides superb level of details for the method statement. And also it can give you detailed planning for your site logistic. Okay, it calls out potential issues, provide clash-free installation plan, right? And most importantly, it does not affect the macro schedule, which is your scheduler provide to you. It just does not interfere with that. Okay, and most importantly, you guys have to know this, that it does not apply schedule logic to it. It doesn't. It leave it alone, so it never moves your parent dates, because that's important. Otherwise, you get in trouble for doing that. If you do that, it may not be merged to the macro schedule, which is very important. Okay, so let's talk about what is auto linking system. So now you understand the difference between micro tasks and macro tasks. We just basically, in the new version, we separate them into very clearly, you have macro and micro, right? And basically, when you do the micro system, it will know you are trying to do the micro, so you will add it to the parent task as a WS subtask. So it's all automatic, you don't have to do anything, just do that. And then what's cool about this, for most people, you can actually assign those macro tasks have a day offset. Okay, so you can actually start those micro tasks earlier than the actual task itself, or later than the actual construction date, just to show off some of the things that the main scheduler does not concern. Okay, so now we have a bridge to preserve both schedule for the both purposes. Okay, so I'm going to show you this
in Fuzor 2023. Detailed 4D micro tasks are not properly preserved with schedule updates. Before updating the schedule, the 4D sequence properly plays. Notice that when the schedule is updated and then the 4D is played back, that 4D micro tasks do not play back properly after the schedule updated. Fuzor 2024 preserves detailed 4D micro tasks when updating the schedule. Now the 4D properly plays back after the schedule update.
Alright, you guys can see that it works. It works really great. It's compatible with the previous column updates, so you got nothing to worry about. So we'll be testing heavily on this to make sure it's bring a lot of benefit to you guys. So basically, this is just remind you, now we have two systems, right? So basically, when you merge, it will actually give you a change list. So you can see what changed. So you can quickly just go down. But the new system require your attention when this happens. When a WBS parent task is being deleted, like for example, the macro task deleted. Well, it happens sometimes because something changed. If you link your micro task to that task, right, to the macro task, what happened? It become often. Okay, you have to take care of the offense, right? So you have to basically relink that back to the correct macro task to make sure it work. Okay, so basically now we have two modes, right? One is the micro task mode, the other one is macro. So we'll show you the picture of that. So on the top is macro. So you can see there is a little circle there. You can radio button switch that between those. So that is not really Fuzor does for most of the time. For most of the time, is down below is the green one. Okay, it's using the micro mode. So the micro mode would not allow you to create any macro tasks. Okay, it will only allow you to do what Fuzor does the best. Okay, so this one will show you how to deal with the often task relinking.
Talk about the benefits of the new workflow for orphan tasks. When a schedule update is made, this parent macro task will be removed. These child micro tasks will become orphan tasks. The benefit of the updated workflow is that unlinked orphan micro tasks are now easily identified and can be relinked. With the change list filter, easily view updates to micro tasks. The red dots indicate orphan tasks. Now, relinking can be made quickly between orphan and parent tasks. This microtask sequence is now preserved. The 4D sequence now properly plays back.
One of the most complained the problem for 2023 version is that 4D animation usually got lost after the model update has been made. The root cause of this is because Fuzor features the auto geometry combination that actually does not really remember what has been separated and what's been dismantled in a way that it actually lost the object assignment in the 4D task. The new version preserves the dismantled geometry in such a way that allows the object assignment to be preserved.
In Fuzor 2023, auto geometry grouping leads to an issue with Navisworks models. When updating dismantled geometry, the options are to update the model or preserve the objects assigned to 4D animation. Both choices cannot be made. These objects are auto-grouped during the initial model sync. Let's take a look at the issue by first dismantling the geometry. Now that the geometry has been dismantled, it will be assigned to 4D. In Navisworks, updates are made to the dismantled objects. As an example, this roof is scaled up and resynced with Fuzor. At model resync is where the choice must be made: preserve the 4D assignment but lose the model update, or update the model but dismantled objects unassigned from 4D. Fuzor 2024 preserves the dismantled geometry so models update correctly and objects remain assigned. Let's take a look at the updated results by first dismantling the geometry and then assigning the dismantled objects to 4D. In Navisworks, updates are made to the dismantled objects, which were assigned to 4D, and then resynced with Fuzor. Fuzor resynchronizes with Navisworks, and notice when the 4D is played back that the object assignment to 4D is preserved and the model was updated properly.
Well, the other improvement we have made is the overall appearance of the Gantt chart. We have complained that the original look of Fuzor Gantt chart does not look standardized compared to other scheduling software. So as you can see, the new one has a rounder corners, each under the chart, and also has a denominator on the WBS parent nodes. So they all look the same now to the standard schedule software. The other improvement we have made according to fulfilling our customers their requests is that they want to use Fuzor as the macro schedule input. Okay, the original one is very clunky in the way that they do not benefit people enter the tasks easily and quickly. So as you can see, the new improvement allows you to enter those tasks quick and easy by just hitting in the enter key or shift enter going back, and you can edit those. By hitting the tab, you're able to enter the next field over, or shift tab to go backwards. In addition to that improvement, you can now group assign the resource as a whole, so to save your time. Overall, this improvement will improve your productivity when you enter the schedule to Fuzor. Next one, I'm going to be very excited about this because this is those improvement that you guys are using the most, that has a facelift and basically will save you time and make the job a whole lot easier, right? So first one is that we have created something called the automation of the keyframe generation. Okay, so before you have to do parts by parts that to move each joints, each articulation individually, but that's cost a lot of time to do the same thing over and over again. To benefit that, we create a system that would generate those keyframes automatically. Okay, so here's how. So notice that each of the bin information here has come with a pre-animated list. You can click on that. It will add keyframes automatically to your keyframe editor, and it will appear appended to the end. And this will allow you to edit later if you want to change the animation slightly. It comes with all commonly used animations such as the pull out the stand, extend the legs, and extend the arms, and such. So as you can see, that will save you massive time and then stop you doing those repeated work. Okay. The next improvement I think is very useful too, because one would know that traditionally digging out soil and dirt are very difficult to do unless you deploy in professional modeling software such as 3D Studio Max. But we actually went ahead do that for you so you don't have to. So it's being listed as a pre-generated animation as well. So here's how. Notice the excavator here is digging into the ground, and you notice the bucket is full of dirt, and then you release that to the truck. Okay, we call this as a high release. Now this one here would demonstrate what a low release means. So you can see that it's digging out in the ground, and it will turn around, it will do a lower release because you don't want to release that high to emulate how the worker usually do. The next animation improvement is also very excited, is partially due to our users' input. Like the first one is that now we are capable of using the chip extension on the mobile crane instead of just as a decorated item. Now you can use it to actually pick up the fodder object. So this video shows you that with the extension, without the extension, you cannot reach it. With the extension, now you can actually reach out far enough that you can actually hold the objects far away from the shore. And you can see from the operation radius, it covers the object that you want to grab. The next one is that not only you can use the extension chip on the mobile crane, but also this applies to other construction vehicles. such as the munger can be swapped as a drawer, or it can be a excavation bucket. So let me show you how. So you can see from this video, the munch will go ahead, just crush out that. And then now in the real time, you want to switch to a drill because it can actually destroy the ground. So you can do that. Now, after that, you can quickly swap that with a bucket. Now the bucket will actually pull those dirt away. Okay, as you can see, those components can be swapped in real time. That help you to explain how your vehicle operation to be done. Okay, the next one is we also notice that when we do a vehicle animation operation in a construction site, it's definitely not easy because the path was detached from the vehicle animation itself. So as a result, you have to do the sequence animation to animate the vehicle coming to the work site, and then do your multi-track animation, and then manually use the sequence animation so that the vehicle can leave the site. With the new 2024 version, now the vehicle can be linked up to a path that you can actually drive in, do your operation, and then drive out, all in one scoop, right? So this will allow you to accurately represent how the vehicle come in and out and do its job and leave the site correctly. Here's how. So this video will show you, first, we have to create a path, okay? So because of the path, it will obey all the turning radius of the vehicle itself. So you no longer have to manually do anything to drive the vehicle, and also noticing that the car can reverse by the context of the path, how you're heading. So you can see right now from this egress, it tells you exactly how you operate it. So in this case here, the concrete pump will come in and back into that, and then do its operation. And after finish the operation, it'll fold it up back, and it would drive the predetermined one, and the car never drift out of its path. So it's very quick and easy. It basically saves you time a lot. Next, we're going to talk about video improvement we have made recently in 2024. We have noticing that a lot of our customers want us to be able to draw the zone during the 4D playback. So now you take a look at the video below, and we have been able to give the color and the transparency to this particular drawing zone in different colors, and different alpha can be adjusted. Next, we also improved the UI and UX experience for the 3D location marker during the video editing process. So the reason being that is that previously you must go back to the 3D location marker to edit those location each marker occupies. But now you can actually do it while you're editing the video frames. That give you a quick and easy, convenient way to get the video exactly what you want it to be.
Next one is basically this one here is our customer just yelling our face because we did not have the ability to show Gantt chart for the 4D videos. So guess what? Now you can. So now you can place the Gantt chart anywhere in your video, and you can compose that with your task list. So there you go. Very simple. Not much to talk about it. Now you can have a new feature. All right, so this one here is pretty cool, but it is still beta. So I mind you, you won't get that anytime soon, but we are still working on it. But I thought it's pretty cool for our 10 years anniversary. So we're gonna show you how it works. So this is the end result. You can see, you can dig things, pit, and then you can use your equipment and you animate with that together.
So we can see we can dig out a pit and different shapes, and then different, we call it zoning, and then allow it to go deeper. This is the next video. You can see we also can create ramps, and then you can put it into a regular sequence animation, and it would just work. You don't have to prepare that in Revit anymore. Okay, so also this showing you how I would say preliminary UI, how it works. So here we go. So we have a little widgets there, and then selected to show you. And usually this is actually orthogonal views. Okay, so you can actually draw that to your trace whatever PDF you there to measurement, and basically this creates a big pit, and then you can specify how deep it goes, how many meters or feet you want to go down. After that, you can switch back to the perspective view. You can see how deep it goes, and you can switch back there, and you can keep drawing different zoning. We call it zoning, but it's really a shape that you have to form during the excavation process. And once you've done those zone drawing, you can create a ramp. So we have a special ramp tool here. You just draw to the edge that you want to insert this ramp, and you will create that. Or I think I'm faster than what the video is still drawing different depth of those shapes. You can see you can create a lot more complex shapes as you go. Okay, now I believe he is about to create the ramp. So this is going down. So usually what they do is they create those ramps for the people and the vehicle to go in. So we have a smoothing tool, so in case things are not going well, you can just smooth them out, and you can see it's fully animatable. And this is top-down view. We do have a elevation view we're going to show you quickly, but that's not quite done yet, but give you the potential now. So still doing more of those. Yeah, this is the elevation view. As you can see, it's kind of rough, but we're still working on it. But give you a concept of that, you can do it now. Okay, so next one is I've seen some of the our speakers' presentation. They have full circle. Now, our crane operation radius has been improved as arc, because not everyone can do 360s. So now you can specify the beginning and end range. And with that, it's much more accurate to describe the actual crane operation. All right, next one, I'm gonna go pretty fast here. So next one is we have improved our 3D location marker, because that's one of the very popular app people are using. So basically now you don't need to click on the 3D app to do that. You can click on the marker, it will directly invoke the app for you. So it's very handy. So take a look at this video. And then you can also drag the source point to whatever object you want, so you don't have to redo all that stuff. Very, very quick and handy. So basically trying to save your time. Much more easier. You can just edit directly from the bin, so you don't need to remember where you put your marker app. Okay, so also I mentioned earlier we have the zone drawing. So now the zone of a graphic zone you can draw irregular shapes. Okay, and also we're using this orthographic mode, so it's a lot easier for you to draw.
Okay, you can see is the line is kind of fake, but it's trying to draw something. You can see it's tracing a irregular line indicator, and then you go to the elevation view. Now you can use that for forestry as well. Assign the volume, so very handy, very quick. So this, you can use the zone to select object.
All right, that is all. Thank you very much for your time. And if you have a question, let me know through my email. Until next time.